This is my last video for today. I keep on documenting, I keep on telling my story. Like I said, I'm a co-founder of an AI data research facility. Basically, what we do is we explore emerging technologies and we get to see the implications of it, how is it going to affect, and then we begin to experiment with it, build prototypes, and then see the possibilities of scaling it up. One example is we've built a couple of stable diffusion for text to image, image to video, text to sound. That's one. Build robotic prototypes, also in fintech. So think of it as we are basically splitting our everyday day to life into core different principles. Let's say when we take finance, we know finance. We are looking at, okay, so how is finance going to be looking like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, all the way to 100 years from now? How are we going to be, interacting with money? We believe that how we interact with money today is not going to be the same we are going to be interacting with money 100 years from now. So we become more focused on, okay, what are sort of technologies that will be present there. So basically, ideally, what we are working on is we are working on building the technologies and experimenting the technologies that are going to be used less the 50 years from now, 20 years from now, 10 years from now, today. That is what we are working on to build. It's the same as when we come into robotics. Okay, we see how manufacturing, raising heavy loads, heavy weight, you know, the human being, you are not that strong, especially when it comes to objects that's also very dangerous. We see that. So how do we scale it? What sort of technologies can we build? Also health. We see, okay, how much time does it take for a normal human being to actually analyze test samples, be it blood, saliva, hair, whatever sample that it be. Sorry, I was choking up a bit. I need to get myself some water, but you get the point. So these are some of the categories. So currently with us, we are working on getting our first area of research system deployed for testing, basically to gather information. We want to see how people are going to be interacting with money. So that is where we've realized, as you can see, we've built automated systems for now trading cryptocurrencies, and the goal is not just solely to trade cryptocurrency. Is it being able to trade cryptocurrency on Binance is just the beginning of it, because we are getting there. We do see the future of the automation of finance, banking, where banking also becomes very very automated, where now if I want to send money to someone, I already see that in the future. It's not that far, where I can just like a prompt, make a query, whether text to speech or uh, hey Jarvis, whatever name you want to use. And in our case, it becomes, hey Neo, I want you to call Stanbic Bank. No primarily call, but you get the point. That is that is also one aspect. But let's say I want you to wire this money to, let's say, Kofi. Let me put it as such. And the question is, how is it going to know Kofi I'm talking about? Obviously, we see the automation process. I've already saved Kofi's number on my device, so I just have to make query, send an amount of, let's say, $30,000 to Kofi Asamoah, and just it, and it just goes in, and at the back end the system just runs through all that. It goes through your process, and someone will say you are going to give your password to AI. What if it exposes it? Yes, exactly. That is why we are a research facility. So now our key priorities now is to research, find the potential loopholes, then find the strong, paths that help helps us to have a secure system that's going to be more decentralized, more secure, more open and transparent, which is like some of the development we've been going on. So like our system that we are deploying it live very soon for people to begin to interact with it, test it, and see how initially it's going to be going. Because many people will love the idea that AI is trading for them. Yet, from our observation and learning and analyzing, we've realized that many people will love the idea of AI trading for them, managing their finances, be it portfolio management, be it analytical predictions, giving you macroeconomical, indicators on what is likely to happen in the coming future. They will love the idea, but one thing is there's this notion that I know some of you are familiar with, which is the black box, which is a term that we tend to use for AI, especially in the mind of most of these artificial intelligence systems. The black box plays this game where you can't really know for certain what is happening in the AI's mind, how what process is it going through to arrive at the finishing of the task. Because if you don't know what process it is going through, now the question is, it might go through some task, and maybe there might be security vulnerabilities to it, maybe there might be legal vulnerabilities to it, but since it doesn't know, you know all that the system knows is, let me get this done. So whatever means it will just do it. So we keep on researching over time, and we get to see how we will make some of these systems very more secured and well trusted, where that future that we see, that I can just say, hey Neo, I want you to go on Binance and buy me BTC at this time when price is also below a certain price, let's say maybe 150,000 or 100,000, depending on what you want to buy. Whereas it's like the same thing as having someone to send to, and it's like, I want you to go to the market and buy me 5 oranges. You see, it's that same logic where the person is able to just go directly to the market, and it's like, okay, take $5 and buy me 5 oranges. He just goes to the market and he buys the oranges. But you see, with the person who's going to buy, this is something that we typically do. You weigh the person. Is this someone who knows ripe oranges? Not to go and buy rotten oranges. You know, to select in between. That is where now we find artificial intelligence, where it becomes as, I want you to go and buy me 5 oranges. It won't go and come and bring me rotten oranges, but ripe, well nourished oranges. So that's one of our research field that we are working on. It's been a crazy journey. As much as I'm talking about it like that, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, guys. It doesn't been so easy like that, but I have faith. I have faith, and that's the most important thing. I believe in my team, and I know like later somewhere in the future, some of my team members, you guys are going to be seeing this, and I know sometimes I'm hard on you guys. I'm hard. I know, not because I want to be hard. It's just that we have to achieve our mission. We are determined, and failure is not an option for us. Delay is not something we will settle with. Delay is actually something that we overcome over time, because you can't say it is delayed so you stay where you are. You still have to be persistent. So guys, I know, and as I'm speaking to you now, from the past, I know I did offend some of my team members. I wouldn't say offend, but it's crazy, man. it's crazy how we begin to talk about this. I'm learning more also as a team member, as a teammate, working with the team and learning to be more patient because I see the essence of patience. And also at the same time, always keeping in mind that I always have to also hold on to my rod and my staff, as the rod is more of the discipline, more of the, you know, more integrity, more principle based, truthfulness, love, trust, honesty. That rod is very, very important. And the staff is more for the direction, and also for the support system because it is the staff that we use it for the direction. We use the staff to point to the direction where we're going, and the rod just affirms it. So if we are going to the east, we direct it with the staff, and the rod just keeps it directly there. So when I see you tilting to the west whilst we are going to the east, the rod has to speak. And when the rod speaks, I believe sometimes that's where, you know, I find myself on the wrong foot on some of my teammates. I understand it, but I can't watch you guys let us fail. So that is why sometimes I'm that straight on you guys. I love you guys, so it's just part of it. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to be frank. It's not easy at all. As much as I keep on saying it's not easy, it's challenging. Sometimes I find myself asking some questions like, you know, was this the right decision? Was this the right decision to have made? I look at it and I'm like, is it? Oh, of course, is it? You know, this is the path I've chosen to pursue full time. I have no option now. In my mind, I don't see any reason why for me to turn back. I wouldn't be surprised when I become a millionaire, potentially heading towards a billionaire. I wouldn't be surprised, not because, you know, what do I say? I'm by myself or anything. No, no, no. That isn't the case. I believe in God. I believe in our Lord Jesus Christ, that He is the exact, complete image of our Heavenly Father Yahweh on earth as He came. That was the first point. And in the story of humanity, where divinity took the form of flesh to interact with us, before it was more of we hear God is there somewhere, and now God is here, and we get to speak of Him, we get to speak to Him. So that is why I believe that since God is here, so all I can say now is, what's today's date? Let me check today's date. Okay, so today is actually the 7th of April 2026. I haven't given up, guys. I never give up on you guys. I just want you guys to know. I don't know when you guys are going to see this video, but I didn't give up on you guys. I always knew we are going to be there. So when we are there, no, I never give up on you guys. I know we are there. That is, I already know it's here. That's the thing. I know it deep inside. It's just a matter of we are actually actualizing what we believe in and what we have been working on and pursuing this far, past few months that we've went on this journey. And some of my teammates, that I offended you guys. I apologize for you guys to making you feel wronged in some certain ways. In other cases, I also don't settle for no, and neither do I settle for less. So that's also my feedback for you guys who also feel like I wronged you in some way. I also don't settle for less. I always want for the highest, because like they said, the best is not even enough. So, we have to strive for more. Exactly. So, this is my a bit quick update on what I'm thinking. These are my thoughts. This is actually my life story. That's the thing. This is actually something I'm constantly experiencing, being transformed. My thoughts are being renewed day in, day out. You know, it hasn't been that easy for me. It hasn't. It hasn't. If I say the life of entrepreneurship is that sweet, no, especially in tech, it's not. It's not. But at the end of the day, you know, it's easy to do. That is one thing I can say. It's easy to do once you set your mind straight and you have the right team around you and you believe in each other being able to deliver. I believe you get there. So we are going to get there. I'm going to be sharing more quick updates in the coming days. Day in, day out, I'll just chip in and you know share a bit of what is going on in my mind and what is happening behind the scenes as I just keep on back and let me say in the ears of my team. You know, when is it done? When is it coming up? When is it coming up? Because that's the thing. I just can't slow down. I just gotta be patient. I just can't slow down. Being patient doesn't mean slowing down. So guys, and let's always keep in mind that there's always a time and a season for everything. So this is the time for us to do what matters. Let's not think that the time for us to do what matters is 10 years away from us, 3 years away from us, or even a day away from us. The things that matters is the things now, 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 now. So this is one of the things that matters now. That is why I'm telling you this, guys. I'm documenting this. I'm sharing this video, and I'm going to upload it. So somewhere in the future, when we say this, I believe in us. I believe in what we're doing, and I'm already living light years in the present from the future. So guys, peace and one love.